Non-British people of Reddit, what do you find odd about Britain? Brits can never decide if they want to use the metric system or not. You measure your weight in stone, your height in feet, and your beer in pints, but you buy your produce in grams, your petrol in liters, and switch between miles and kilometers on a whim. What gives? Edit. Okay, I get it, you don't use kilometers. But you do use centimeters, and sometimes meters. Somehow I'm even more confused than before. We also buy our fuel in liters and drive it to the gallon. Have you tried working out how much petrol you need to drive a particular distance? It should be easier than it is. I just stick 30 pounds in every time the red light comes on or fill it up if I'm about to do a long distance drive. Edit. I know you're not supposed to let the fuel light come on, but none of you understand how much of a lazy sodding cunt I am. Henry the Hoover. I lived in the UK for a few months and every vacuum I saw grinned at me with that weird face. Hello. Do you still do coke, Henry? Yep. Went to London for the first time a couple years ago. Had several people say hello with "Hey, you alright?" Which made really self-conscious until I realized it was like, "Hey, how are you?" Alright mate. This one gets me. Every fucking time. My American ass answers now with, "I'm great, how are you?" Still haven't figured out how to answer. Usually yeah, you. The constant battle for who can self-deprecate the most. I would win this battle, but I'm a bit shit at self-deprecation. Not as bad as me. I'm fucking awful. Replying brilliant after every comment. Makes me wonder if they are being sarcastic or have set a really low bar of what brilliance is. Bloody brilliant. Brilliant. Utterly brilliant. I love the difference between American and British programming, especially kitchen nightmares. British version, "Oh, the lobster if off, yeah. You can't serve it. You'll get someone sick." American version, "It's spoiled, you donkey. You'll kill someone. Shut it down. Shut it all down. Fuck me." Cue dramatic music, 3 jump cuts to shocked expressions, and a commercial. A cracked writer described American reality TV as "It's as if we've entered into some bizarre S&M relationship with Great Britain because of all the shows like Kitchen Nightmares with a Brit screaming at people." Which is funny because Americans love the Great British Bake Off, baking show to y'all, because of how pure and positive it is. It does look a bit of a mess, doesn't it, but I'm chuffed to see that you've got the taste right. When British people want to be extra mean to you, they just act super polite. Thanks for that, very helpful. Really interesting comment mate, I'll be sure to think about it. Spent a couple weeks in London and Edinburgh this past winter. The biggest thing was not giving my credit card to the waiter. They bring you the machine and you swipe your shit through and it makes perfect sense, but it totally put me off my game. Also, they reply cheers to fucking everything and I'm unused to that. Cheers. Just give me a full Scottish breakfast and I'll forgive you. Forgive me for being English scum, but what's in a full Scottish breakfast? Like a full English but with more black pudding and less voting for the bloody Tories. Also, square sausage. Saying sorry for things you shouldn't be sorry for? E.g. me, stands in Tesco looking at frozen food. Person next to me also looking at frozen food, oh sorry. We apologize to atone for sins we may or may not have committed, like standing too close to someone, or looking at the same item. Someone walks into me, oh sorry. A Canadian and Brit bumping into each other is always hilarious. A guy once told me that I had left my bag unzipped and I apologized to him out of habit. He was very confused. As an American, the number of security cameras in public places, particularly in London. Yet magically we seem to cover them in butter before a crime goes down. As an American, I can confirm that we have no problems covering things in butter. I'm British, but some of my American friends don't understand why my washing machine is in my kitchen. Or how I drink tea that isn't iced, admittedly that one works in reverse as well. There's a tea difference between the North and South in America too. In the South it's sweet iced tea, pre-sugared, and in the North is unsweetened iced tea. I grew up in the North and went to college in the South. My iced tea drinking parents were in for a nasty shock when they took me to lunch on their first visit. Also notable that in the South, tea is sweet iced tea, and unsweet tea is the equivalent of the North's regular iced tea, because obviously the default state of iced tea is sweet, and iced tea that is not sweet needs a warning label. I always loved the term unsweetened iced tea, as if they had to go take the sugar out. In most places in the world, you make tea by putting tea leaves in hot water and letting them steep. In the South, you make tea by putting tea leaves in boiling sugar and adding a little water for proper viscosity. The astonishing number of Indian restaurants all across the United Kingdom. Indian to the Brit is what Mexican is to the American. This is the best explanation I've ever heard about the relation B/W Indian and British food. Saying alright as a greeting. At first I didn't know how to react. I was like, yeah, I'm fine mate. Got a problem? I tend to say you're right mate, as a general greeting. Never thought of it as odd until now, lol. You right will suffice. Recently moved to England from the US, San Diego, and have been here for about a year and a half. Some weird ones. Alright mate. Yeah dude, does it look like something's wrong? Fanny pack is not the term here. Frigid does not mean cold. My English wife still laughs at that one. I think you'll find the term is bum bag, which is arguably more hilarious. Fanny equals vagina, so that's why not. Wait, what does frigid mean? Edit. Okay, I've got enough responses telling me what it means. That they're difficult to have sex with. The tribalism in the England alone, never mind the whole UK. Liverpool to Manchester is a 45-minute drive from each other and they have completely different accents and cultures. Over in Yorkshire it's again completely different. London is a different world, the Midlands is another whole thing. And they all appear to hate each other. As an American it's amazing to study. A lot of the hatred and rivalry isn't real hatred. Liverpool and Manchester have a long history of rivalry, which now is mainly based in sport. Then, there is the North/South divide. Southern fairies and Northern monkeys. Also the Midlands don't exist. And I live in the Midlands. Edit, forgot the word monkeys. You exist as Northerners to the Southerners and Southerners to the Northerners. Why everyone over there thinks I have an Uncle Bob. Wait until you hear about your Aunt Fanny. I have two uncles Bob if you want one. Oh, I couldn't possibly. Bob's your uncle. What is up with that nasty fake tan bullshit? I'm Scottish and I hate this too. It's really prevalent here and it looks ridiculously bad. You guys kind of have to fake it though. There's no way you're gonna see a real tan walking down Argyle Street. It's better to be brighter than the sun than to look like you dipped your face in orange paint. No air conditioning is pretty weird for an American. Trains that work. Massive prices in central London. Edit, wow, you people are salty about your trains. And yeah, I know it's not hot, but it is incredibly humid. Coming from California it felt like living under the ocean. All Europeans are of the opinion that everybody else's trains work better than their own. So when I travel in Thailand there are always these chubby girls dressed in spandex club dresses and covered in purple makeup. They're British. We export them. And they say British industry is dead. Their drinking culture. You mean our binge drinking on weekends or things like a cheeky little pint with lunch? I think having a pint at lunch is what they're talking about. It wouldn't be the afternoon without having a nice little buzz on. Wouldn't be a proper day out with Nan in the park without getting fucking sloshed beforehand. I think it's odd that your entire country is roughly the same size as the US state I live in, yet whenever I see pics of England there's all this open space, hills and country roads and wee villages that look lost in time, and you're still a major world power. English person here, this kinda shocks me as well because of how small it is. Just going to edit here, thanks for getting me past 100k karma. Don't worry, it's not about size, but about your technique. Why the fuck everybody drinks so goddamn much? Once I turned up at a Spoons before 9 AM trying to get some breakfast. Big line outside. Door opens and I'm the only one to get food. WTF. It's Spoons, what did you expect? They apparently expected food. That they take their dress up codes very serious. Like legit you'll get turned away at the door if you're too casual. Don't turn up looking like a hot bag of shit. Saying that though, I got turned away from a club in Durham because I didn't have dress shoes on. I had a nice ironed burgundy shirt on, black skinny jeans, and a pair of brand new boots on. They were just keeping the male/female ratio TBH. I been turned away from a club for wearing a branded t-shirt, walked to another bar, had a few bevs, came back and was let in by the same fella.